Hey everybody, it's Anthony here, continuing with my series on using StudySync for ELA. And I'm here in the assessments area to kind of show you what's going on with all of that. So to get to assessments, you log into StudySync if you're clever and all that good stuff, and you're going to click on the Assess tab here, and then you're going to click on Assessments here. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring you to a whole list of all the various assessments that are available. There's 209 total, going from grades 6 to 12 in terms of ACT test preparation, benchmark testing, end of unit testing. Generally, what you see here for the benchmark testing is that you have three forms. The three forms are Form 1 for the beginning of the year, Form 2 for the middle of the year, Form 3 for the end of the year. That's pretty straightforward. And that's the same assessment that you would give to all learners. And then as far as the end of unit tests, they have different levels created for each of the end of unit tests. So what I'm going to do is I can browse through all of these if I want to, and the first time I went through all these, that's what I did. But it's a lot easier if you filter. So I'm going to click on filter, and I want to do end of unit tests, and I want to pretend I'm a 7th grade teacher. All right, that's going to give me exactly what I want. So you can certainly do whatever applies to you. And this is showing me my end of unit assessments that are available. What I want to bring to your attention are two little letters right at the beginning. Anything that has EL at the beginning of it is going to be for English learners or for learners on plans of any kind. So that's what this is referring to here. So this is the EL end of unit, but the EL level is advanced. EL Advanced High, EL Beginning, EL Intermediate. So those all relate to all the proficiency levels that you may have selected for your identified students. And then obviously Unit 1, Unit 2, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There are a series of non-leveled tests that are just standard, and that you need to scroll down a little bit, and they don't have the EL at the beginning of it, okay? So you're looking for the stone picture here. This one has the circles, this one just has the wavy lines. Again, the EL at the beginning. So here's your EL, your regular, your standard end of unit grade 7 unit 1 test. Okay, so that's how you can tell the difference between the two of those. What I want to do now is I'm going to put them up kind of side by side so you can see exactly what some of the differences are between the two different tests. Okay, so I have my screen set up now, just like I did kind of in a previous video, with the left-hand side and the right-hand side, just split screen here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the standard version of the Unit 1 7th grade end of unit test on the left, and I'm going to pick the beginning level Unit 1 grade 7 test and put that on the right. Okay, so you see here you've got your different descriptions. Descriptions are the same. Tags are the different ones. End of unit English learner. Okay, so that's kind of a clue there that you are using a modified test. Okay, so to remember to preview these, you're going to click onto actions, and we're going to click on preview assessment. So just first glance, number 1, length of test. Okay, this one is the standard one. There are 41 questions in it. This one is the modified one. There are only 12. So that's good. So this question is having the students listen to the audio passage and then answer the question. So it has the audio here. They will click that and listen to it. They have the ability to slow it down or have it be regular. Slow is orange, regular is gray. Adjust the volume and all that good stuff. So they would listen to that and then they would respond to the question. On the left-hand side, the standard assessment, it has something that they would read, and then it's a much more lengthy passage, and then much more lengthy questions. All right, and this is all based on the same. These two questions are based on that same passage. Question 3 is based on that. Question 4, question 5, going through here. So we have 7 questions based on this one passage here. For the modified version, it's a different passage for each question. So they listen to a passage, they answer the question. So there's less they need to remember in between the questions, which is kind of nice. So that's the basic, very basic. You would go through these and want to make sure that you're selecting the correct test for the correct student. Okay, so once you've selected an assessment that you want to give to the students, and identified which students will be receiving which level of assessment, you are going to have some options. So here underneath at the orange, yellowish orange actions button, you're going to click on that, and you see you have your various options here. Use for new test assessment, preview assessment, clone assessment, export to PDF, export to QTI. QTI we're not using, don't worry about that one. Export to PDF is if you want to print it out. If you want to print it out for the student to give, they're going to give it on not on a device, then you would export to PDF, print that out like that. Clone assessment, and there's a little pop-up that happens next to clone assessment. If you want to customize the questions or contents of this assessment, then choose clone assessment to create a copy and start editing. So say you previewed it, you like one passage and the questions that are associated, you read another passage and it's not quite doing it for you, you want to do it. Or the standard assessment was 40 plus questions. That's too many, you'll only want to do like 20 questions. So that's where you're going to clone the assessment, and then you're going to remove the items that you don't want to remove. If you flat out just like the assessment, you've previewed it, and you like how it is, exactly how it is, then you're just going to use for new test assessment. When you click on that, you get your standard kind of creation tab here, where you need to choose your target. All right. You can choose your target by period, okay? You can also choose it by individual student. So that will be good for standard tests. Generally, you're just going to kind of leave that as it is. I would just, the vast majority of the students in one block are going to be taking the same test, choose the block, and then you're going to go and weed out the individual students. And that's where you can do the same, go over to your, so say you have a student that you want to be doing the beginning test, the beginning level test, the yellow beginning level test. Same thing, actions, use for new test assignment. And then what you can do here is you can select that individual student for the target there. And then again, you go into your users and assignments and whatnot, and cancel out one assignment. I'll show you what you're going to do. So what you want to do in the case where you have one or two or just a handful of students that are going to be taking a modified test and not taking the standard test, you say you've assigned the standard test to the whole class, the whole period, you're going to go into the period and all the way to the right of each of those individual students. So here I have an example here. This is an assignment that was assigned to all students in the period. I'm going to find a student, identified student that I want to not take the standard test. They're going to take the modified version of their test. You're going to click on the gear and the arrow onto the right of their name, and you're just going to click remove student. And when you click remove student, it's going to take them out of the standard test, and it's going to just have them have their own kind of separate test there, like that. Hope that was helpful. If you need any help with this or any other kind of EdTech issues related to the LMS, to Google, or anything else, I'm happy to help at any time. Just give me a shout. All right, hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.